Good day to you all. February 1st. Okay, the episode count gets officially crazy. Episode 32, Three Things with Ian. If you're new, great to see you. And if you're a returning visitor, welcome back. I've missed you. Let's jump in. First thing today, I want to talk about chores briefly. What makes a chore annoying? Kind of just general statements. It seems like there's a general consensus that one of the most annoying chores is getting gas. And when I was getting it recently, I thought to myself, this is actually not that bad of a chore in terms of accessibility and ease, right? You're kind of pulling in. The objective is right there to your left or right. Quick credit card, nozzle goes in, 5-6 minutes. Like, it has a reputation for being like, oh, I got to get gas. And people always say, I'm going to get it in the morning. And they don't. They got to get it at the end or they wait till the last minute. But I was thinking about it, and it's like it's actually kind of optimized for speed, efficiency. Gas stations have done an excellent job, I think, around me at least, of being like exactly where you would want them to be. At the corner of intersections, they're typically easy pull-on, pull-offs. The ultimate time sink is not that much, like I said. Money aside, I mean, it always feels like robbery. I always think of buying a gallon of milk, and then I think about, well, I'm buying 10 gallons of milk. That's the quantity, right? That's quite a lot of something. It still feels like it's way too expensive. I do not have an EV yet. Maybe that's a different topic for another time, but I think my least favorite chore is litter. I just think it's quick. And the supplies are usually like right there, so there's not a lot of like getting things together. But it's just not pleasant, right? It's not pleasant. I rather vacuum. I'm not a big chore guy in general, but I think that getting gas, like, it's unfairly relegated to like top 3 like annoying things when it's really not that bad, I think. Okay, so that's a little bit of a talk on chores. Let me know what your least favorite chore is. Maybe you love chores. Maybe you don't do any chores. I don't know. My number 2 thing today is just had the pleasure of watching The Wild Robot. I waited it out. I famously have a lot of patience. I'll wait for things to stream. Wow. This felt like Pixar. I mean, that's the highest compliment I can give this movie, is that it was DreamWorks. It's a DreamWorks film. But it's beautiful, and once again, we have a situation kind of like WALL-E and other films, and with robots kind of teaching us how to human, right? Robots showing us how to emote and what compassion is and self-reliance. And it's interesting to me when you have sort of the most human thing in the movie is actually not even a human, right? As with all movies that involve robotics and technology, I loved it until we got to the point where we were involving humans. It's like, we have humans. I just love I love the wild robot, right? We have a robot off the coast of, I don't know, Greenland or something. It's both lush and also like very cliffy. Not sure where it's supposed to take place, but really great set pieces. It's sort of predictable, but you're just kind of carried along with it, and you're kind of always like cringing because you don't know if like something really bad's gonna happen. But then you're like, well, it's generally a kids movie, so the sort of the death and sort of the finality of it all is a bit tame. But what is it about robots that are so human that they make us think about what the humanness is, right? So in this case, The Wild Robot is obviously based on a book. It's a trilogy. I assume they'll be making many, many movies, all 3. I was skeptical, very emotional, very evocative. At first, when we have talking animals, it takes a little bit of time to get into it. This would have been a very different experience if it was just the robot kind of just physically emoting rather than actually speaking. So I guess spoiler alert, like there are talking animals. The robot learns how to speak raccoon, how to speak fox. This is an excellent movie. Not much I can say bad about it. Kind of knocked my socks off, if I'm being honest with you. Like I said, the highest compliment I can give this is that it felt like a Pixar movie. I do plan on releasing like my top 5 Pixar movies, and I think because of this, I will also do one for DreamWorks, because they have a reasonably deep catalog, and they're getting better and better. So Number 2 is The Wild Robot. It is now streaming on Peacock. Very accessible. I have read most of the book, and it's also a fine children's book, but kind of between child and young adult, kind of that middle 8 to 10 range. My third thing is, let me look at my show notes. Okay, sports. There's been a lot of debate with the major 4 sports about time and the TV experience and the length of the season and kind of curating the perfect package for the TV viewer. They seem to be really catering to the TV audience. That's where the money is. That's where the advertisements are. Adam Silver recently said that he wanted to shorten NBA games from 48 minutes to 40 minutes. And obviously this is not happening probably in the next year or two, but he felt confident to say it on record. I don't think that anyone's turning off NBA games because they're too long. I think that there are problems with load management. Joel Embiid historically actually he's played 400 games and missed 400 games, which is a staggering amount. Injuries aside, there's always debates. Kawhi Leonard, he rests like every other game to kind of save the legs. Everybody's just playing for the playoffs. And so for me, the simplest solution is just to shorten the regular season. But money and TV and revenue and contracts. But the simple solution to the NBA being a bit stagnant is twofold in my book. Everyone shoots way too many three-pointers. I know sabermetrics. I know efficiency. I know that we know that to be the better way. I mean, more possessions is more potential for points. Nothing is worse than the long two-pointer. Either it's a layup or a dunk or it's a three-pointer. That is the best way to maximize points. It's just tough for the viewer when you can watch a 3-minute sequence and you can see, 12, 15 missed shots. We moved on from the hack-a-shack era where people couldn't shoot free throws, so at least now when there are a lot of fouls, teams unfortunately are going to do that a little bit less because almost all the players on the team can now shoot those. You can't just single out certain players. We have 7'4" players now shooting threes, which Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, they were not built that way. So I think Adam Silver's plight is not to shorten the games. I mean, hockey is 3 20-minute periods. So a 40-minute basketball game is literally a third less. People like the product. They want to see their players play. 65 games would be better than 82. 82 is just way too long. I think baseball is going to be the first major sport to really cut games off. The pitching shot clock, those things have really helped. But, they have 162 games, I think. I might be mistaken slightly on that number. But 82 games for basketball is too much. It's too much wear and tear. If you don't want players sitting out, you can either mandate that they can't sit out, but then that raises questions of like, that seems punitive. People get injured too much. It's a physical sport. Everyone's bigger, faster, and stronger across the board. And so the product is going to be, for me, it's just, you got to shorten it. Shorten to 65 games. I think keep the length of a game. It's like 2 hours and 12 minutes. If he wants it to be a 2-hour movie package, like tight and tidy, we're not going to get there. So anyway, I could talk all day about sports, and I maybe will do an episode where all 3 topics are sports related. I'm just trying to fail at my audience here. But anyway, I will wrap it up with a recap. We talked about The Wild Robot. I give it 2 animatronic thumbs up. And sports and shortening the games and maximizing for the TV audience, that's a whole nother debate. And then we also talked about, at the top of the time here, we talked about annoying chores. That feels like a lifetime ago, but pumping your gas isn't that bad, guys. Let's refrain from complaining about it too much. Okay, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Good night.